You agree with this decision as
I certainly do.
Well, Senator, we're taught, although I'm not a lawyer, that all decisions handed down by court are based upon judicial history or judicial precedent or by statute or by custom. And this decision, the court seems to me to have merely given their opinion. And this is not based upon any legal reasoning.
Well, may I say that it overruled the Plessy versus Ferguson case, but that also was not based on any legal reasoning, because what the Supreme Court said in the Plessy case in 1896 was that...
In Claymont, Delaware, the walls of a 1925 school building still stand. But what began as a place marked by exclusion has been transformed into a community hub where everyone is welcomed. In the 1920s, Claymont transitioned into an industrial, working-class community, defined by the growth of the Worth steel plant. The decade featured major infrastructure growth, including the construction of Claymont Public Schools. Claymont opened its doors in 1925 as an all-white school serving grades 1 to 9. A year of high school was added each following year until the first graduation in 1929. In the late 1930s, artist Walter Pyle painted murals that still capture the imagination. But it was the 1950s that cemented this school's place in history, when Joan and Ginny, two young students and their families, helped write the story of integration in Delaware. In the 1950s, the only high school for black children was Howard High School in Wilmington. Children in Claymont had to travel 20 miles round trip to get to school. Quietly, the community was coming together to prepare for integration. Ginny remembers her father, Sager Tryon's role in this.
My connection to the integration was my father was on the school board, and he was actually one of the primary people behind the idea of integrating Claymont.
Inspired by Chancellor Seitz's decision to allow the University of Delaware to allow black students, the school board worked with the black community to push forward.
Well, evidently my dad and Superintendent Stahl had already talked about that they wanted to integrate, but you couldn't integrate legally. So once he saw this article, they had a school board meeting, and the school board agreed that they would like to have Claymont integrated. But they did not know at that point whether the black community was interested or not. So Superintendent Stahl went and talked to Mrs. Dyson, who was the teacher at the elementary black school in Claymont, and he had a good relationship with her. And she was also the leader of the black community. And he went to her and talked to her and said to her, would you find out if the black community is interested in sending their children to Claymont? And if they do, you know that we'll not be able to admit you. It's going to have to go to court. Let us know what the black community wants to do. And they waited. And then Mrs. Dyson got back to Mr. Stahl and said, the black community has agreed that they do want to go through eventually will end up going to the courts to attend Claymont High School. They do want to come to Claymont High School.
My grandmother was an incredible woman. She taught elementary school ages kindergarten through 6th grade in a one-room schoolhouse. I can still see that picture of this tiny little place up on a hill, and she was very good with the children. She prepared them for junior high and senior high school. She didn't let them get away with anything. She taught them well so that they were prepared to go to Claymont. And she was asked, just to make sure that they would be, all right going to Claymont. So she was like an intermediator there. If there were any problems, then they would contact her, but I think there was only one. So she was just a good teacher and a good community person and a good grandmother.
African American students applied for enrollment at Claymont Public School and were denied admission based solely on their race. In response, Lewis L. Redding, the first African American attorney in Delaware, filed suit against the school district. Redding's influence would be felt for years to come.
Just the way that he came up, I mean, he told us stories about how he went to Brown and how he survived on lifesavers because he didn't have the money to buy food. And he graduated with honors and then later went on to Harvard. But he was just so determined and so strict about everything that he did. You know, having the right attire, you know, wearing a button-down shirt because that was what was required. And that shirt had to be a good quality shirt. And a suit, he may have had 2 suits, but they were good quality suits, and that was important to him, you know, being out in public and being identified. Yeah, but you know, it was all about education. No matter what he did, he was teaching us a lesson.
On April 1st, 1952, Delaware Chancellor Collins J. Seitz ruled that educational opportunities for black students in local schools were not equal to those provided to white students, and that this injustice must be remedied immediately.
And Chancellor Seitz listened to that case, and Lewis Redding also was arguing the case of Gebhardt versus Beulah, which is from Hockessin. He put them together, and he made his decision that the schools were not equal, and in the Constitution, schools are supposed to be separate but equal. And if they're not equal, then you have to provide an equal opportunity to the black students. And he said there are no equal opportunities, and therefore the school must be integrated immediately.
Reflecting on his father's decision years later, Chancellor Collins J. Seitz Jr. explained that it was deeply rooted in his father's moral compass and lived experience. He said, "My father's life growing up was difficult. He delivered newspapers and dyed cemetery grass to support the family. There were holes in the roof of the family house in North Wilmington. Often there was not enough to eat. After his father died during the Great Depression, there was no money. His hardscrabble upbringing led to a keen sense of right from wrong and siding with those less fortunate. His decision was later upheld by the Delaware Supreme Court, making Delaware the only state in which a court ordered desegregation prior to Brown versus Board. With the court's decision in place, Claymont became more than a symbol of change. It became the place where integration would finally begin. On September 3rd, the school board received verbal approval to admit the children, and on September 4th, 1952, the first African American students entered Claymont High School.
For me, the first day, I was a little shy and a little afraid because I wasn't quite sure how things would work out, because we had been in the principal's office, the superintendent's office, while he told us that he wasn't going to have any problems in his school. So I was a little nervous, and it turned out very well.
The second day of school was another turning point.
On September 5th, which was the second day of school had just started. Superintendent Stahl got a phone call, and the Attorney General of Delaware called and said, "Send the students home." And Mr. Stahl said, "No. These are human beings you're dealing with, and I will not send these students home." Okay, then what happens? Well, Mr. Stahl, of course, called the school board members. They all rushed home from work and met at the school, and Mr. Stahl went and talked to Mrs. Dyson and said, "This is what happened. What do you think? What do you think? Did I make the right decision?" And she said yes. And the school board got together and they had a meeting and said, we're not sending the kids home. And the teachers got together and signed a letter saying, do not send these students home. And so it was all an agreement in Claymont that the students were here to stay. And so they stayed.
And so they stayed. These brave students came to be known as the Claymont 12. Joan remembers.
And so we felt like we were just part of the whole family. We became the Claymont 12. It ended up, there were 11 of us that actually attended Claymont. The Belton case, Louise Belton, she did not attend Claymont. She decided to graduate from Howard High. So was the Claymont 11, and it was a very good experience.
While Claymont's Belton versus Gebhardt and Hokeson's Bula versus Gebhardt cases would prove historic by laying critical groundwork for what would become the U.S. Supreme Court's landmark decision in Brown versus Board of Education of Topeka, Kansas, the bravery of the Claymont 12 remain at the heart of this story. We speak their names, remembering that they were children who carried the weight of change on their shoulders. Carol Anderson, Joan Anderson, Merle Anderson, Ethel Louise, Belton, John Davis, Bernice Bird, Elbert Crumpler, Spencer Robinson, Almina Short, Robert Sanford, Styron Sanford, and Mirtha Trotter. As their names echo through these halls, the building itself begins to speak, through murals created decades earlier, capturing a different moment in America's past. Inside the center's conference room are murals painted between 1937 and 1939 as part of the Works Progress Administration. Created by artist Walter Pyle Jr., the murals depict Claymont's history, natural landscapes, and industry. Over the decades, the masonite panels suffered from wear, graffiti, and attempted cleanings that caused further damage. From 2012 to 2014, a major restoration effort took place in partnership with Winterthur Museum and the University of Delaware Fine Arts Department. 14 students and 8 faculty members contributed more than 1,500 hours of conservation work to stabilize, clean, and restore the murals. Thanks to this effort, these historic works have been preserved and remain on display for the public to enjoy. Though classrooms eventually fell quiet, the spirit of service that defined this space never left. The last graduating class walked these halls in 1969, and the building remained a middle school over the next decade. Meanwhile, in 1974, local residents began offering community services in the smaller campus building at the corner of Green and Commonwealth. Just 1 year later, the Claymont Community Center was formally incorporated, with founding members like Sager Tyron laying the groundwork for what would become a vital lifeline for the community. What began as a small grassroots effort quickly grew into something far larger, reshaping the campus once again. By 1980, the Claymont Community Center had moved into the main building. Within just a few years, more than 20 agencies were serving families under one roof, creating a place where children, parents, and seniors could find support, guidance, and opportunity. The campus became a trusted resource for families navigating everyday challenges. In 1991, the center opened the Claymont Family Health Clinic with volunteer doctors, ensuring that children and families had access to compassionate, affordable care close to home. 5 years later, the State Service Center and the Claymont Library joined the campus, expanding access to essential resources, learning, and safe spaces where children could grow and families could thrive.
Took a lot of doing, but from where we came and where we are today, it's just unbelievable. I mean, we started with 50 folks, and now we're at 445, and we have, I can't begin to tell you how many minorities we have, different nationalities we have there. We've come a long way.
I think that the health center would be another really good way to do it. My staff used to use that health center. They used it for staff physicals because every so often they have to go up and certify. Our students used it because every year they have to provide us with a physical, and a lot of our families are new to the area. They haven't established with a medical home yet, so that was awesome for them just to be able to go upstairs. We also used it in case we had a medical question that was sort of in the moment and we needed to get an answer. Maybe somebody was having an allergic reaction to something and we wanted to know, hey, is this something we need to call 911 or are we good? So it was awesome for us, and I really do think that you would see a lot of foot traffic in here if we had something like that.
None of this growth happened in isolation. The center's ability to serve seniors, youth, and families has always been powered by partnership.
Well, we are really happy to be able to offer wraparound services because we're here at the community center. One of the main things that helps us is there's a Delaware State Service Center right here in this building, and most of the families that we serve take advantage of those programs. A lot of our families are on purchase of care, or they're on SNAP benefits or other programs that the state offers, and it is so convenient for us to be able to say, just go on upstairs. The folks up there are really friendly and they'll help you. We also work with other groups like you and I were discussing earlier today. We have a new partnership with Head Start in the building, and that's to offer after-school care for their students. Once they're finished with their program, they just walk right over to ours. Another example is over the summer, last summer, and we really hope we can repeat it this time, is we worked with your Empowered Youth program here at the Claymont Community Center. They had hooked up with the YMCA to offer water-wise swimming lessons, and Empowered Youth called me and said, hey, would you guys like to piggyback on this? And we said, absolutely. So our students were able to have swimming lessons over at Claymont Elementary School, all because we're here in this building.
I think partnerships really define this place. We're about collaboration, so our programs collaborate with each other, but also all of our building partners collaborate. So when people come to the center, they could be coming for one of our programs, or they could be coming for programs from one of our partners. And that creates this really robust set of services for families. Between us and our partners, we're serving people across the lifespan. So I think that that's something that is really special about this place. It really is a one-stop shop.
Those partnerships, built over decades, proved crucial when the community faced one of its greatest challenges. In 2020, during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, the center stepped forward as a frontline response hub with the DE National Guard. Most services shifted to virtual platforms, allowing programs, support, and education to continue despite social distancing. Food distribution, however, remained in person, taking place outdoors to meet immediate needs while keeping the community safe.
COVID really tested the concept of community. With all of the social distancing and all of the separation that happened, it's hard to maintain that sense of community. But we were able to stay connected to the people that we serve. We did that through calls, through emails, through outside events, anything we could do to keep community together. When it comes down to it, humans need other humans. We're very social beings, and I'm really proud of all of the work that we did to help the community stay together. We were also a COVID testing location, so together with the Delaware National Guard, there were 100,000 COVID tests completed at our site.
It was a continuation of the center's long-standing mission: to serve, to adapt, and to never close its doors to those in need. In a moment of crisis, the campus that had nurtured generations of children and supported countless families became a beacon of resilience, showing once again that community, partnership, and dedication can make all the difference. Even as the center continues to meet the needs of today's families, its place in history remains undeniable. While often thought of as a single case, Brown versus Board was a portfolio of cases brought by 5 communities across the country to desegregate American schools.
The Claymont 12 were the first African American students to integrate Claymont High School. Their bravery is something we should all celebrate. There were so many people that made this happen, and certainly they are among the most important. To have the bravery to come to this place and integrate with white students is something that, their story is something to be told. I think that the Claymont 12 are so important because they represent inclusion. And that legacy of inclusion is what drives our mission today. This is a place that everyone can come to and feel seen and feel welcomed. And that inclusion really started in 1952 when the Claymont 12 were welcomed into this building.
This recognition is also a tribute to the Claymont 12, the students whose courage helped change the course of history, reminding us that the fight for equality begins with ordinary people willing to take extraordinary steps. In 2024, we expanded the community market and garden, creating more food access and reconnecting neighbors with the land. Today, this program serves over 350 families per month, providing fresh food along with access to other critical support services. The addition of the garden has increased access to healthy food options for children, families, and seniors alike, strengthening both nutrition and community connection. Claymont Community Center is home to our 5 signature programs: Brandywine Senior Center, Community Market and Garden, Empowered Youth Program, Learning Center, and Lift Program, each designed to address the unique needs of the people we serve. In addition, the center provides critical services through the programs of our building partners, creating a network of support that ensures families have access to the resources they need to thrive. The center also serves as a gathering place for the community, hosting events, celebrations, workshops, and activities that bring neighbors together and strengthen a shared sense of belonging.
I think the people make it special. Just the different mix of people, the fact that we're all here to help each other. They don't feel threatened when they come in. They see us as warm and welcoming, and we want to help them. I think that's one of the special things about it.
As we celebrate our 50th anniversary, the Claymont Community Center continues to evolve, serving seniors, youth, families, and individuals across food support, learning, and wellness programs. Each year, we welcome over 96,000 visits to the center, a testament to its ongoing role as a place that fosters a sense of community.
Well, I think it's the partnership that we have with you, with your team, and with the other building partners here. I think my staff understands that we're all kind of working together. We're all serving the people who live here in Claymont, and we're all working towards that goal. And it's very, very obvious that we all work together. Everybody feels it.
Behind every program, every service, and every milestone are the people who make it all possible, the dedicated staff and volunteers. Every challenge faced is met with unparalleled kindness and generosity, whether it's running programs for children, supporting families in need, or keeping the campus running smoothly day after day.
The Claymont Community Center serves people from very diverse backgrounds. Our programs serve after school, youth in middle school, all the way through our seniors. We have young, we have old, we have various races and ethnicities. And I think that diversity in the people coming through the center really make it so special. We really value that diversity. We value everyone who comes in because they bring something unique to them. And, we really believe that despite how much division is going on in our country and in the world, we're more alike than we are different. And if we can embrace those differences and see what we bring, to our communities, you can only build from there.
Everyone in the community, individuals, businesses, community groups, and faith-based organizations help us provide critical support to our neighbors. This commitment ensures that the center remains a place of hope, opportunity, and care. Every act of service reminds us that community is built together.
I was telling you a couple of weeks ago about how the residents themselves, or the seniors themselves, have stepped up. I mean, they have just helped each other, and all of the new people coming in, they have taken under their wings, and they actually feel a part of it. This is their center, and they react that way. Yeah, it's a great place to work. I enjoy coming every day, even though I'll be 82 this year. I still enjoy coming, and I want to come.
From 1925 to today, these halls have witnessed change, struggle, and triumph. They have seen students take brave steps toward equality, families come together in times of need, and a community rise again and again to meet every challenge. The Claymont Community Center stands as a testament to resilience, a place where history lives on, where the legacy of the Claymont 12 is honored, and where everyone is welcome.
There's so many things to be proud of, but I'm most proud of the staff. They are deeply committed to the work that they do. They're deeply committed to the people that they serve. I'm also very proud of the volunteers that we have. This place would not run without the staff and volunteers. They really are neighbors helping neighbors. And we like to say that the center is a place that you can come to if you need something, but it's also a place where you can give. So it's take if you need and give if you can. And that doesn't happen in all places. This is really unique.
As we look to the future, the center continues to be a living reminder that progress is built on courage, compassion, and community. Every program, every volunteer, and every visitor is part of this ongoing story, one that stretches from the struggles of the past to the promise of tomorrow. At the Claymont Community Center, history and hope walk hand in hand, and the work of building a stronger, more connected community continues, one life, one family, and one visit at a time.
Case in 1896 was that the enforced separation of the two races stamps the colored race with a badge of inferiority solely because the colored race chooses to put that construction upon it.
Senator, with everyone reaching for court decisions here, I'm a little bit afraid that we're going to take too much time.
No, what I'm saying is that the decision now is much better psychology than the decision in 1896, which was also a psychological decision.
Mr. Green, can you hold just a minute? Let's have a question on this side of the aisle for a moment. Mr. Hollander.
Senator Daniels, of course, we of ADA have always been advocates of the end of segregation, so we're very happy about this decision, but we realize that there are many good people who are not, and who, like yourself, have said, as you said in the Senate the other day, that nevertheless this is the law of the land as it's written, and it's up to the people of the country to comply with it and still preserve the values of our public educational system. Don't you have confidence in the good sense and the goodwill of the people in this country, both North and South, to comply with this decision peacefully and in good faith?
Yes, that is my hope, that the decision, we can live under the decision and still maintain our public school systems and peace and order. Now, you understand that there are some people in both races, some agitators in both races who may cause trouble. I hope it will not come. I hope that we can work